right, Steve's here now with this week's Made in Maine, and it is all about bottling water.
But it's not just any water.
No, this water has its own unique story, not to mention quite the history. The company is Tourmaline Spring out of Harrison, which actually only last year began selling its bottled water. But it is water that's been sought after for centuries.
Centuries old, simple technology.
It's what you don't see inside this bottling plant that helps set Tourmaline Spring apart.
No pumps, no boreholes, no trucks, no pumping, no anything.
Literally done the old-fashioned way. Here, the flow of gravity does the work. The water's source coming from 17 feet up the hill. That source itself,
See it oozing through the sand?
a constantly flowing spring emanating from many miles underground, which the owners tout as the cleanest water you can possibly find.
It's the purest thing you have ever come in contact with in your lifetime. That water has been trapped underground, protected by Mother Nature for a millennia.
This is the only place that we know of where the water bubbles from such a depth and goes through a refinement, a filtration process made by Mother Nature, not man's machines, that gets rid of all the particulate matter.
Company founders Seth Leaf Prusinski and Brian Pullen began bottling Tourmaline Spring in 2016. It was back in '05 Pullen bought the site, one of the oldest known natural springs in North America, with records dating back to the 1790s.
This is the 55-room hotel, the Summit Spring Hotel.
By the mid-1800s, people were flocking here.
People would come here to take the waters, to bathe in it, to drink it. Or people would take the waters to cleanse themselves of these ailments.
No longer exalted for its medicinal powers, simply it's the water's purity and taste, bottled straight from the spring. In fact, it's deemed so clean, it's officially exempt from any government filtration or processing requirements.
Interestingly, as a result of going through this big, giant filtration process that's been going on for thousands of years, it still has emerged with a perfect balance of what are called trace minerals, electrolytes, and that's why it tastes so pure and fresh.
These days, a stainless steel enclosure protects the spring from contaminants. Beyond that, little has changed over the centuries. From the source to the store, it's water, period.
We just capture Mother Nature as she presents it.
And by the way, about 40 to 80 gallons of water a minute continuously bubbles up through that spring. That's about 35 million gallons a year, but out of that, Tourmaline Spring bottles less than 0.5%. The rest flows off into the hillside. WMTW News 8 at 5 starts right now.